Hello, Jacksonville. This is Teresa with Folio Weekly. Today, I am privileged to be speaking with Eric Troyer from ELO, well, the band known as the orchestra these days. Hello, Eric. How are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's cooled off here in Jacksonville today, so that's a nice thing. Where are you sitting at today?
I'm in Western New Jersey, and we're waiting for the rain to start. We're in a drought situation, and it's very, very serious here in the East Coast right now. But we're looking for rain actually today or tomorrow, so that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. So, I have always been a huge fan, by the way. I want to get that out because that's not always the case when I do these interviews for Folio. But
Well, that's great. I've been doing this actually. I was part of ELO Part Two starting in '88, so I've been doing it for a long time. And we've been traveling all over the world. We do lots of shows, really South America, Asia. We used to we do a lot in Europe too. So, and we play in the States. We love playing Jacksonville. We've had so much fun with the orchestra there. So it's kind of like it's a really nice spot when we can come there, and we love the Jacksonville town too. It's kind of nice, but we're really looking forward to being there. So
well,
wait,
doing a little bit of homework on that and you and your background, um, I was fascinated to learn that you've played with the likes of John Lennon and Celine Dion, and I'm certain that the Jacksonville Rock Orchestra is excited about that. Now, tell me a little bit about that and your background and just what got you started in this journey.
well, I just music was always the only thing I could do or wanted to do, and from age about 3 or 4 years old. So I learned to play the piano, been in bands, went to school for it, and spent a lot of time. I lived in New York City for a long time, and I that's how I became used as a background singer for a lot of records. Working with Billy Joel, James Taylor, Kiss, Aerosmith, Celine, and then John Lennon was probably the high point of my, being a Beatle child of the Beatles. Working with John Lennon on Woman was, definitely probably the highest point of my career. So it's all downhill after that. So,
Oh no. That is
but
epic, but you just keep going and going, and it's
that's right. That's right.
fantastic. Um, there's so many different questions, and I'm sure throughout the years you've been asked a number of different things, and something that jumped out to me last night, and it's because our owner actually, who did not know I was interviewing you, he's a civil rights attorney, and so he's busy being an attorney most of the time, and he said. Uh, he just joined the new social network, Blue Sky, and he just happened to
Right.
pick an ELO song. And then I looked and it's trending suddenly. And I'm like, well, how about that? Um,
That's interesting. Yeah, I've joined Blue Sky too. Funniest thing, but yeah. So that's so funny. That song wasn't a single, and it's just kind of grown in popularity down through the years. Used in the movies. It was in Guardians of the Galaxy, which was
fun.
fantastic. That little bit with baby, what's his name? Baby. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so it's an upbeat song. It's a happy song. It's interesting that app has chosen Blue Sky. I mean, who doesn't like the Blue Sky,
I
right?
know, right? And yesterday when I, did a little Google search and it's trending, I'm like, well, the timing, considering you guys are out on tour right now. Um, Also, I'm curious, and I'm just shifting complete gears. One of the things that I like to ask is our readers, viewer, listeners, they love hearing about the music and the history and things like that. But I think sometimes some of the funner interviews I've done are things about your experiences. Like, tell me off the top of your mind, and I'm sure it has changed from time to time, but your most fond crowd memory. One of the performances you did where the crowd in the stadium or wherever it might have been was just knocked your socks off.
Well, probably the largest crowd we played for has ever was 4th of July crowd in St. Louis under the arches. And there were, 150,000 people there. We weren't the only band playing, but we were part of a package. But that was pretty awesome. And we played to some pretty big crowds in Denmark. We've done a lot of they have in the summertime, there's these big festivals. So we love playing those festivals. We love playing the smaller places. Probably one of the most interesting times was the first time ELO Part 2 went to South America. We flew into Buenos Aires, and and we were met by the press, and they're excited, and they're questions and questions, and they're last train to London, right? Last train to London, and we're going, we don't. That song isn't actually in our set right now. And then turns out that song was number one in South America for 6-8 weeks. I mean, it's the biggest song that ELO ever had, South America. So we were having a television appearance, and the band got together and said, you know what, we better do this song.
Yeah. Right.
So we got out the acoustic guitars, and I played keyboards. So I was like, okay, I think I can know the song. And we put it together. And the first time we performed it was live on television, one of those TV shows that they, like those morning shows where they throw you on, and then 2 minutes later, there's some dancing girls on or something. Uh-huh. So, but and then we performed it for the show. And when the first notes hit, there's a bass riff that goes and when we played that riff, the place went nuts. It went nuts, and we're like, okay, it's a good thing we learned that song.
I know, it just gave me chills you talking about it, because if you've, for those of us who aren't performers, even getting the opportunity to stand backstage and watch the crowd roar when it makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck.
And South America, of course, that's the place where this was, a few years ago, but this was when if they loved you, they would sing to you. So we got the ole, 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 ole. I mean, 3,000, 4,000 people singing that at the top of their lungs. It's just like, we looked at each other and we're like, oh my God, what is it was louder than we were. Anyway,
I love that.
We love South America. We love to go down there. It's such a great place. Anyway.
So tell me, you're doing this tour. How many shows are you guys doing this year?
We do a lot of weekend shows. So we fly in, they call them fly-ins. And so I'm not sure what is this on a Friday or a Saturday? I can't remember. But we will have just played Epcot. We do 4 nights at Epcot in early April. This is April 10th. Yes, it's right after Epcot. And we have the cruise just before that. So in March, we're doing the cruise, the Rock and Romance cruise. And there's a couple other dates randomly around that time. And then we're off for a little while. And then I think we go to Europe and South America again, I think later on in April or May.
Well, that's fun. And at least you're getting little tiny breaks in between, because people don't realize, I don't think they idolize the rock star lifestyle. They don't realize just how tough it is.
It's a lot of travel, a lot of waiting around, a lot of buses, a lot of airports. And, it seems glamorous, when you're reading about it. But, I mean, I enjoy what I do, and I love playing to people, and the travel isn't that bad yet. But, so yeah, it's, we can't wait to get in front of the people. And like I said, when we play in Jacksonville, we play with that orchestra, and they're fabulous. And it's such a great theater to play into. We really love that little place. And of course, we know the crew there and the owner and all those people. And we love seeing them again when we come around.
It is certainly one of Jacksonville's finest. Well, honestly, in all of Northeast Florida. And I know that they were super excited that you guys were coming on, and talking to all of their press people, and that they were like, this is one of our favorite shows. So just to share that on the other side, because of the talent I mean, it's just they see all kinds of performers and bands and folks come through, but they pointed out that this particular show and you guys partnering with the Jacksonville Rock Orchestra, it's just off the charts. And so I look forward to actually seeing you in action that day. It's April 10th at the Florida Theater and shows at 8 p.m. For folks watching, you can get more information or look for tickets on floridatheater.com. One more question that's kind of out of the box. Tell me one of the craziest things in all of your career, and there's been so much, and of course this also shifts, but one of the craziest things to ever happen to you on a tour bus.
Well, let's see. On a tour bus. Oh my God, what would be the craziest thing? Well, one time, actually, this has happened to other bands, and you know, we had a very annoying. This is in England, actually. We had a really annoying tour manager, and so everybody was like, "Oh God, this guy is." And so we're traveling through England, and we stop somewhere, rest stop, and everybody goes and gets food, gets back on the bus. We take off. We're probably 20 miles down the road, and we didn't have cell phones right at that time, and we went, where's the tour manager? What? Oh no! Wait, is he back? Is he here? Is he back there? Is he back there? No, no, no. Oh my God! So we had left him back at the rest stop. He was PO.
Oh, I imagine. Did you guys turn around or have him catch another ride?
No, we had to turn around.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
Only because he was annoying.
Yes, very annoying.
I asked that question because at one point in my life, I had a significant other who was touring worldwide, and they decided to play a trick on me. And we're on the bus and we're driving. We've been on the road probably 30 minutes. And we were eating snacks, and then I decided to pop a bottle of wine. And so I pop it and I go to throw the trash away. And here's where the joke was on me. I open the little trash can lid because they're different in tour buses. They sit on top of the counter. I open it, and one of the band members was hiding in there and decided to pop out almost like Oscar the Grit, Oscar the.
Oh my God.
And I'm telling you what. The joke was on me. It scared me like I screamed at the top of my lungs, and then the laughter. And to this day, every time I've had to do interviews or had the opportunity to be on a tour bus, it makes me giggle because I'm like, that was a good one.
That's a long way to go for a punchline. I'll tell you that. That's
wow. They were all like, "What took you so long?" And it was Todd, and he said, I just had to wait for the right moment, and I decided to wait until someone actually went to dispose of something, and I thought it'd be funnier, and it was. It made it quite drastic. Let's put it that way.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
So tell me a little bit about what you do in your spare time.
I have a recording studio here in New Jersey. I do a lot of writing, work with other artists. And like to get together and play with other guys in the area, but I do that kind of stuff, and mostly music. I love to do music in one way or the other. I'm always playing with something.
Any other hobbies like painting or gardening or?
Well, yes, I have. I'm a gardener. I do like gardening, but it's mostly music, but yeah, definitely gardening.
Well, I think it's interesting because sometimes people forget that artists at the level such as yourself also do have a little bit of a life outside of performing music.
Right.
And it just adds to character. I too am a gardener.
Great.
But it gives a little bit of zen, I think, especially when you have some downtime, probably to enjoy time with your family and such, doing that kind of thing.
Gardening in New Jersey is different than gardening in Florida, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So, our garden is a lot of vegetables, but we still have chard, kale, carrots, and my wife is really, kind of in charge of that right now. I've been a little lazy the last year or so. But
Well, when you're busy touring, she has to tend to the babies in the car.
yes, that's right.
um, Tell me about what's next. I mean, you're obviously going on tour. Do you guys have any more records in the works or singles or?
Well, yes, the big thing that's happened is that we have a documentary that's just been released.
Oh,
Um,
fabulous.
yes, it's about we it's called No Rewind, and it's a documentary about the making of an album that we made a few years back. And so it's a little bit of a history of the band, and then it's also um, it has the music videos. So there's interviews with the band members. One of our band, well, one of the band members that was instrumental in putting that album together passed away, and actually another band member has passed away since then. Um, so it's a tribute to them, and there's a lot in there about them. But yeah, if you want to see it, it's on Amazon Prime. Just
Nice.
Google No Rewind, and then it's this. Forget exactly how it's worded, but you'll find that No Rewind, and it's a documentary about the orchestra starring ELO former members. But definitely check it out.
Fabulous.
We're really proud of it. So that's the big thing we're doing right now, and there'll be a CD release of all the soundtrack and special T-shirt too.
Oh, even better. That's really cool.
Yeah, cool.
Oh,
Oops.
I just lost you.
Oh,
So
sorry. Now I'm back. Yes.
there you go. Tell me something else you want people to know about you.
About me personally or the band?
Either or both.
Yeah, well, the band, we're a band of brothers. We've gotten, you hear a lot about bands how they don't get along, guys fighting. I mean, Hall and Oates, they're fighting. Um, and obviously musicians have egos, and that's not a secret. But we're mature enough, and we've been around the block enough to know that it's important that we all love and work together. And so this band is one of those bands where we really, we enjoy the moments that we're together. We're backstage. We always have fun. If you see this documentary, you'll see a lot of backstage stuff, and we definitely have a lot of fun. And we enjoy playing, the music. We love the music, and we hope to do it for years to come.
That is such a gift. I recently was at a show with a friend of mine. We're both huge Jane's Addiction fans. And
Yeah.
so we went, and we were fortunate because we saw them just 2 days. They had a 2-day break. And apparently they went down into South Florida. And I don't know if you saw that news.
I did see, yes.
It was heartbreaking. But
yeah.
I'm like, people do have things going on in their lives. They don't realize just how stressful and
Yeah.
hard it can be touring, and that sometimes personalities can get into conflict, but show's over for them as a result of that. And
Right.
It's so nice to hear about bands that do actually really get along and really enjoy the moment and can go the distance.
Yeah, that's us. We do enjoy each other, and you could see they had something festering from years, so that's tough. But we're continuing, and we really enjoy what we do. So
gosh, I could just talk to you for hours. There's so much, and when I dove in doing some research, 2 or 3 hours in, I'm just like, oh my goodness. And decided I'm going to let him kind of lead what he wants to talk about, because it's just never ending, it seems, which is also such a beautiful thing, because, and I can't wait to see the documentary. I mean, that's going to be on my to-do list, like ASAP.
Great.
To learn more. And outside of
one thing, if you have, I can email you the links after this. I don't know whether you could put them up with the.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. I'll do that.
And we will. We actually are different than some publications. We digitize our print, but in the print, we actually put QR codes as well.
Okay,
to the
cool.
video and to any other insightful information that you want to share. So we'll make sure to do that.
Great.
Digital age, right? Being a
Yeah, it's great.
multimedia
Yeah.
platform, and we just love it. But especially when we do get artists who are willing to do video interviews, makes it a lot more fun for a base print publication. And I know people are going to be super excited to watch and listen to you and what you have to say rather than just seeing what I put on paper, you know?
Well, that's great. That's great. Really,
So
thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to, yeah, to do this. So that's great.
I thank you very much. Is there anything else that you want to tell the folks in Northeast Florida before we bid adieu?
All I can say is we're really looking forward to coming down there and playing with the orchestra, with the Rock Symphony, and they're fabulous. We're, like I said, we're really looking forward to it, and we can't wait to put on a great show and see all the people, have them all come.
Well, you heard it, Jacksonville. Ooh, and I don't know if you can hear there's sirens going on outside. I'll be very grateful when our studio is completed. But if you want to see Eric Troyer and the members of the orchestra performing with the Jacksonville Rock Orchestra, you can go to floridatheater.com. Honestly, you can just Google it and see their entire tour if you can't catch them here in North Florida. And we will share the information and links with an easy click right through to get access to their new documentary. Congratulations again about that.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you on April 10th.
Great. See you there. That's great. Thank you so much.